Okay, this is going to be a solution walkthrough for the Shadow Clan Ninja Challenge. With these Ninja Challenges, we typically have a set of data, which is down here, some data about ninjas, and when you answer one question, the next will appear. So we must answer each question before we can move on to the next one. Okay, so let's get right to it. Question 1, how many rows are in the data? So we can say equals rows, and I'm pressing tab to enter the formula, clicking the first entry in our data, and then I'm holding Control Shift and pressing the down arrow. That will go to the end of any range, and if I press enter, that will give us the answer. What is the average of durability score in the data? Well, we can use the average formula, so equals average, tab, here's the durability score, Control Shift down, and there we go. What is the total quantity in the data? That is the sum equals sum of the quantity. What is the highest unit cost? So that's the maximum, so we can say equals max of the unit cost. How many values in the data contain numeric values? So there are a few counting formulas in Excel, if I just show you here. The first one, count, will count everything that is a number. Count A will count everything that is a number and text. So here we just want to count numbers, so we can use the count formula and highlight everything in the entire data set. So that's Control Shift down and then right arrow, and that will give us our answer. Okay, next up, what is the sum of total cost in the data? So we need to do the quantity multiplied by the unit cost for each of the things down in this data. So there's a couple of ways we can do that. The easiest is probably sum product. So we can say sum product. We're going to take two ranges, and what sum product will do is it will multiply them together one by one and then add them up. Okay, how many records have a status of new? So we're counting again, but based on a condition that this says new. So we can use the count if formula. So count if. This takes a range and then a criteria. So our range is here, and our criteria is whether it says new or not. So we can say new. So the syntax of this formula takes a range, what you want to look for in the range, and there we go. Okay, what is the earliest inspection date? So the inspection date is in dates here, but actually underneath Excel, although it looks like a date, it is just a number. So we can still use the minimum and maximum and average formulas just like normal. So we can say equals minimum of these dates, and that will give us the earliest one. Okay, next up, how many mission types are in the data? So if we use the unique formula, that would give us a list of all of the mission types. You may not be able to see it here because it will spill down. And then we can take rows of that to see how many there are. So there are 4. I don't know if we could put a filter on this, but let's have a look. Yes, we can. So to put a filter on something, you can use the Control Shift down right to highlight the whole table. Keep holding Control Shift and press L, and that will put a filter on the top here. So if we go mission type, we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here pretty clearly. What is the value of the 9th highest total cost? So we know that total cost was quantity times unit cost, so we could actually do that in a table here. So we want quantity times unit cost, and we can double click this fill handle. So let's just say total cost, and we want the 9th highest value from there. So there's a formula for that, and that is called large. So we say large, it takes an array, and then a number, so we want the 9th largest value. Okay, extract the last 3 digits from the code. What is the sum of the value? So let's spill it out here. So we can say equals right here, comma 3. So right will just take a given number of characters from the right of a text string or the left. If we do that, we will bring it down there. Now these are currently formatted as text because any text formulas like right, left, and so on will come out as text. So if we times it by 1, that will force it to a number. The format doesn't look very nice there, but let's just put it back to general format. So we can say equals the sum of all of this stuff. Okay, next up, how many of the extracted numbers are between the values 231 and 325? We could do this in a single cell, but we'll spill it out just to show the workings. So let's say and, that will allow us to put 2 conditions in. The first logical is that this number is less than this larger number here. And the second is that that number is greater than this number here. And let's lock those with F4. So close my brackets, and then we have a true or false. If we put a minus minus in front of it, it will turn trues and falses into 1s and 0s. So how many? Well, it will be the value of 1s in this data set. So let's say equals sum of this, and there we go, we get 93. Okay, next up, attach the durability values to the end of the extracted numbers. So there's a couple of ways to do this. We can take the extracted numbers and use an ampersand with the durability score to, append them together. Alternatively, we could use the concat formula. So that would look like this. So concat, you can give it as many things as you want, and it will just stack them next to each other in one single string. Again, because this is kind of a text formula, we need to times by 1 to convert it to numbers. Now let's say equals median of this, And there we go. Next up, how many days have elapsed between the first and last inspection dates? So we can say equals the max of the inspection date. So that's the biggest number in here, minus the minimum of the inspection date. And that will give us the number of days between the two. Okay, next up, how many ninja names begin with a ninja emoji? Emojis count as 2 characters. So to extract emojis, we need to take 2 characters. So we can say left of the name and 2 characters. So if that is a ninja, like this, then we need to count it. So at this point, we can use the COUNTIF formula again. So COUNTIF, this range says the ninja down here. And there we go. That is one way to solve the Shadow Clan Ninja Challenge.